Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the J Lounge. Of course, you guys know I am the hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, here to bring you guys another great episode of the J Lounge. Of course, y'all know we are a celebrity based podcast show where we talk with entertainers, artists, filmmakers, directors, actors, singers, you name it, they all end up here. We all end up talking with them. Of course, you guys know I always bring you guys a really amazing guest, and I'm super excited to be introducing my next guest for today. He is a director, producer. He founded Churchill's Production, and he's just an all-about incredible artist. And he's here speaking with me today. Everyone, please give a super, super warm welcome to Thomas J Churchill. Hi, Thomas.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm doing good, doing good. I appreciate you having me on here today.
I appreciate being on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Mr. Jones, I'm gonna go ahead and fire the first question at you. What began your passion for filmmaking and directing?
well, I guess it goes back to sitting in the theater with my dad. My dad used to take me to the movies all the time. Either if I did, used to reward me as a kid if I did great in school, or when my mom was like doing cleaning or cooking, she wanted us out of the house for a little bit. So we would go to the movies, and he opened up the world to me to this place that I found magical. I mean, there were action films and of course Disney movies, action films, horror films. But the cool thing my dad used to do, at the time, I thought it was kind of a little like a killjoy. He used to cover my eyes on like all the violent or bloody or nudity scenes. But the one thing he didn't do was my ears. My ears would just kind of magnify what I was hearing 10, 10 times in my head, and it would scare the hell out of me or intrigue my interest on what's going on. And I wanted to know more and more about that world on that big silver screen. And so I owe a lot to my father. My father used to break down characters for me. For example, like he'll tell me, "You see that actor?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "So you see that guy, that character?" And I was like, "What's the character?" He used to tell me, and he used to let me know right off the bat. It's pretend. Oh, that's the same guy from this movie. Remember that movie you liked, Tom? Yeah. Well, he was that guy in that film. Oh, yeah. And it made me realize that people are it's acting, and these stories that were being told just fascinating me, and I wanted to see, I wanted to be in that world, and how do you get there? And that was the
Right.
whole big thing, and that was how it began.
Oh wow. Wow. I feel a little relationship to that because yes, my mom and I, our favorite pastime is just going to the movies together. I mean, honestly, the pandemic has really made me appreciate going to the theaters even more. I mean, yes, you can watch an experience at home, but there's kind of nothing like going to the theaters and experience in the theaters, with your friends or family and just be kind of transformed into another world. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's like nothing like it. It's just an unbeatable feeling. It's like a roller coaster ride. Once you know you're about to hit that bottom, it's just that excitement. So
yeah,
yeah, I totally get it. So
yeah. It's just there's nothing like it, and no matter. I mean, like the people that's blessed to be in the industry, there's just absolutely nothing like this in the world. The feeling, the what you go, the hard work. It's amazing, and I'm just grateful and blessed each day that I can do this,
oh,
and I'm allowed to do this. I'm fortunate to do this. That I'm blessed to do this. Whatever you want to say that I can do this. I'm grateful. I'm absolutely, and I owe everything, not to get spiritual, but God. God's the one who put it in me, and God's the one that every day I'm able to thank because of Him.
absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I really do. I super, super love that. And it's true. Uh, Going on to the number two question. As a director, what type of stories do you like to bring to the forefront?
Well, that's pretty cool because the last bunch of projects I've been kind of in the horror world, but I am absolutely a storyteller at heart. I love if something makes me happy or something makes me, I feel passion for it. I want to tell that story, no matter what it is, whether it's
Hmm.
a family Christmas film or it's a horror movie or an action film. If I want it, if I like it and I want to see something like that, then I'll continue to, because number one, you're living your life is like a big POV, point of personal, what is it,
Point of
point
view.
of a, there you go, thank you.
Point of view.
uh and you're only living your life. You can experience certain things that everybody else experienced, but you
Right.
don't really have that same experience as everybody else because you don't know what they feel or what they do. You just can identify what you do, and to tell you with a lot of thing of of how you feel and what you do and what you go through and all this other fun stuff where you want to see something like that and you're happy with something like that and you want to entertain yourself, then you have to do it for you. So the first person that I want to make sure that I can enjoy and I like what I'm doing is myself. And then there's all different genres I love doing. So I don't have a particular favorite. Um, as I tell people, every film, whether they're good or bad, depending on how you look at them, I look at them as I appreciate each movie I made. I love the journey on each film that I did because it was a part of my life. It was a part of what I was going through or what was happening at that particular time. And they're all like kids, as I tell people. Each movie I do is like a child. So you can't not like one without the other, even though some are some are successful and some
Mhm.
aren't. So it's all about, you know, um, what you're putting in, because each film is a piece of me.
Yeah, I agree, and that's good to know that that's how you see it. If you like it, then it doesn't matter what it is, you're gonna create it. So if it attracts to your creative side, you're like, you know what, we're gonna get that film made, whatever it is, Christmas film, horror film, romance
Right,
comedy, if whatever it is, if it piques interest, I like it because that's where real for me real creativity grows. You're not boxing yourself in. You're letting creativity kind of just lead you to where your next project goes, and I
right.
like that. I like that a lot. All right, going on to number three question. In your own words, what's the best piece of work you've done so far and why?
In my own work, say it again.
In your own words, what's the best piece of work you've done so far and why?
Hmm. Um, huh. That's tough because each film but I would say, number one, I didn't do my best work yet. I'm hoping my best work and my masterpiece is coming up. But there are films that I've done that I truly enjoyed um, the process of how it all was put together and the
Mhm.
outcome. I mean, there was a Nation's Fire. There was a Checkpoint. Um, Big Freaking Rat was fun, but I guess I mean my Amityville series. I enjoyed doing them, but I did a drama that's not out yet, and it was my first drama. It's a small movie, but it was something that it fell on my lap. I wasn't slated to direct it. I didn't write it. It just fell on my lap.
Mhm.
I was producing it from the beginning, but just the way God puts people in different situations and everything. Um, there's a movie called The Godfather Buck, which will be coming out. It's completed. Um, I really enjoyed the process and the way that film came out. Again, it was my very first attempt at doing a drama as a profession in my professional career. I shot dramas when I, back in my back in the past, but nothing in my professional realm. And I guess that would be, it stands out because it's different and it is a first of doing for professional. So yeah, I guess I would say that one at one point maybe.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome.
Sorry, I'm from New York and I'm Italian, so most of my answers are all long-winded.
You are fine. I appreciate the honesty, but you are so fine. You're good. I promise. Uh, all right. So going on to the number 4 question. Name 3 people who influenced your career and why.
uh, uh, can I name 4?
Sure.
God, my father, my father, God, my father, Hitchcock, and Spielberg.
Ooh, Hitchcock is a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's he is, yeah, still remaking his work even today. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's just like, I mean, that's how you know a filmmaker has really etched his work into history, where they're still making it's about to be 2022 here, and people are still remaking his work. So that's a good one.
Well, I mean, yeah, remaking it or style or some sort of like feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think they should. I mean, people redo Rear Window all the time and tell it a different story. You had what was it? Yeah, Brian De Palma did a movie called Body Double, which is Rear Window. There was a movie called Disturbia, which was Rear Window. So there's so many. There's a couple little indie films that came out that were very Rear Window. I just watched a movie last night. I think it was called Last Night in Soho or One
Mm-hmm.
Night in
Ooh,
Soho.
Last Night Home. Yeah.
Is it Last Night in Soho? Is that
Yep.
what it
Last
is?
Night in Soho.
What a fantastic film.
I want to
To
see
me,
that.
it felt, I mean, it's one of those movies that if you're not paying attention, you are going to be lost. But it is brilliant storytelling. It felt like the director, I think he also did what is
Baby
it called?
Driver.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So his style is really good anyway, but you can definitely see that he is an absolute student of Hitchcock
Oh,
just by what
absolutely.
he did with this film. And I thought it was fantastic.
I want to see that film so bad. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I'm all for Anya Taylor-Joy. She's awesome, and the director Edward Wright. You're like you said, he's got a certain style, and so I really want to see this film. So it's good to know that it is good because yeah, I've been saying nothing but good things about it. So um, I definitely want to see it. I definitely want to see it for sure.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's
Oh,
great.
oh, I bet. Super jealous.
um,
um, Going on to the number 5 question, I want to make sure, Mr. Thomas, that my audience keeps up with you and your work. Where are you on social media?
I could be on Instagram and Facebook. It's at Thomas J Churchill.
Oh,
I have a public page as well as a private page. Twitter, it's Thomas Churchill. My website is pretty much where all the goodies are at, and that is churchhillproductions.com. So it's like 3 words because sometimes people spell everything like my name. My name is spelled like Winston Churchill, but my company has an extra H in it. So it's basically a play on words, churchhillproductions.com.
All right, and of course, you guys know I highly encourage my audience to make sure you go and follow Mr. Thomas J Churchill on social media, on his website. Make sure you follow his production. Again, that's an extra L for his production. So make sure you guys go and follow that as well. Keep up with his work.
Extra H, extra H. It's
Extra H. I apologize. Extra
yeah,
H. So
yeah.
make sure you guys keep that in mind, and make sure you just follow him and check out his work. So we
Yes,
definitely want to see
please.
more. Yes, I highly encourage
Thank you.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Going on to the number 6 question. What future projects are you involved with that you can give a little dish about to the J Lounge audience?
Well, a lot of stuff is on my IMDb. There is we have a movie coming out called. All these movies are waiting for release dates. There's the Amityville Rising, which is the third installment in my Amityville trilogy. There's the Stepdaddy. There's Big Freaking Rat that's coming out. It did very well in Europe, and it's a creature feature, so it's coming out here, which is kind of like a really just a fun, what if Jaws meets Friday the 13th with a giant rat? It was just, I wanted to do something so fun and campy, but yet still be serious about it. So that's coming out. There's Night Carnage is coming out. A movie called Salem Chronicles is coming out. And there's a new film that we wrapped and pretty much in post with. I can't share the title, but it is on my IMDb.
Ooh, alrighty. I encourage my audience to check that out. Like I
Yeah,
said, if you want to keep up with
which was
more. Mhm.
it was a great, 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 great opportunity and good old cool project to do, and it was able to do it with people I looked up to for years, and just very very happy the way it came out, and very grateful and blessed for the opportunity that I was able to do.
Ah, that is awesome. That is awesome. So make sure you guys keep up with this project on his webpage, and just keep up with more of his work. We can't wait to see more of it. So
All I'm going to say, it has Tony Todd in it. There you go.
ah, okay, going on to the number 7 question. What are some of your passions outside of directing and filmmaking?
Some of my passions. I find myself writing a lot. I've been putting a couple of books together, as well as screenplays. I love enjoying life. I love, going to movies and watching other people's work, family, uh, friends, and just pretty much enjoying all the gifts and things that God was able to bless me with. So those
Absolutely.
are my passions.
Absolutely. Love that. I love that. I love writing and the screenplaying. So that's
Mhm.
it takes real talent and work to do that. It's not as easy as people would like to think it is. So it's a lot of hard work to put into screenplaying. So it's impressive. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
well, because movies are made three times. It's made on the script, it's made in when you're shooting it, and then it's made again in the editing room.
Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's a lot of work to do. Alrighty,
Fun
just
work.
oh yeah. All right, just got 3 more questions for you. Going on to number 8 questions. What goals do you hope to accomplish in your filmmaking directing career that you haven't yet?
Uh, Winning several Academy Awards. Those are my goals.
Yes.
Making people happy, paying it forward, uh, just enjoying the ride, and looking forward to the next chapter in my career.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we're going for the golden dude. We are heading for that golden dude. It will be yours. I am manifesting that for you. It's going to be yours one day.
Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Going on to the number 9 question. Mr. Thomas, if you could work with any actor for any film you would like, who would you choose to act with?
Whether they're living or dead.
Whether it be living or dead.
Um, James Gandolfini would have been one of them.
Ooh, that's a nice choice. That's a nice choice. It's a real thinker. It's a real thinker.
Yeah, it really is. Wow. I guess I would want to know a lot about maybe Jimmy Stewart.
Ooh, okay.
And then Leonardo DiCaprio, because to me, I feel like he is him, George Clooney. There's some about both of those guys that have that uh, um, old Hollywood feel about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's just whether they're you see them going to a party or an event or act, it's just they just have that old Hollywood pixie dust sprinkled on them,
Oh,
and I would love to probably work with those guys as well.
that is a very collective group of actors. That's an amazing
Oh,
group of actors.
Meryl Streep.
Oh, nice choice on Meryl Streep. Oh, very nice choice on Meryl Streep. There isn't
And
anything.
Lady Gaga. Sorry, Lady Gaga.
Ooh, very interesting choice.
Yeah.
Especially since, the trailer for House of Gucci has just been released. And I just saw that, and she does look phenomenal in it. So, um, this
Well,
Oscar. Mhm.
performers when you watch, musicians, depending on what they do normally in their shows, you can tell if they're good actors or not. And she showcased her talents and won a Golden Globe with American Horror Story.
Yep, she
and,
did.
and she and she was phenomenal. And then Bradley Cooper obviously brought it to the next level to do A Star Is Born, which is funny. Every version of that movie, there's been 4 versions of A Star Is Born, and every film, this is true facts. Every movie, everybody was nominated for Academy Award, whether the director, the actor, the actress, everybody, every time it came out. And every time it came out, everyone lost except the song. It was always went to the song. So it's funny. Every movie, every time they made that movie, there was so many people nominated. They never win, but the song always won. Going way back to even Judy Garland,
Oh,
the
yes.
Oscar for that. Barbara Streisand, the Oscar for her song, as well as Lady Gaga got the Oscar for her song. So it's a kind of a cool and odd trivia about the academies.
I totally agree. I absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So, but that is, like I said, a very good collective group of actors.
Mm-hmm.
I especially like Leonardo DiCaprio. Um, like you said, he's one of those. He's one of the last. I think this generation's last. Classic movie star.
Yes,
No social media influence, but a classic movie star. You
that's right.
follow his work, early work from the early '90s to now. It's just he's got that class. It's a classic Hollywood story. So he's just one of those last few movie stars. So I totally get what you mean there for sure. All right, Mr. Churchill, I just got one final question for you. What's been some of the most rewarding moments of your career?
Um, Getting funding for films and no rewarding moments. Winning in the past, winning some awards, being nominated for other projects. What else was rewarding? Having a film come out, seeing it do well, having people talk about it, whether it's good or bad, they're still talking about it. I don't really listen to critics about projects because most of the critics that talk about film aren't real critics. They're just guys with a YouTube channel,
Yep.
and and then they'll break down films like if they went to school and did it. They're comparing like sometimes indie movies, small indie movies, with like Star Wars. First of all, you don't have that type of budget. You got a medium-sized budget when you do, indie low-budget movies, as well as bigger budget films. But you can't compare, an apple with with sushi. You just can't
Right.
compare them. So of course they're going to taste different. Of course, one's going to be, you're going to enjoy it more than the other, depending on what you like. My favorite things about being rewarded is just that of seeing my project on and people talking about it and quoting when I do signings, quoting some scenes and telling me certain movies touch them or certain movies they really enjoyed and it's their favorite project and all that stuff. That is probably the best thing because, again, as a writer, when you're sitting there writing, it's just you and that computer or you and a typewriter, depending on how you still write. And after you get it, then when you produce the project and you put it out, when somebody watches that movie, that is the absolutely closest thing they can get to being inside your head and seeing the world that you created.
Absolutely.
So that's rewarding. Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, that has to be. That really has to be. That is incredible, Mr. Churchill.
I,
That's really incredible.
I guess it would be pretty much for a musician, it would be equivalent to being on stage in an arena and singing your song and then holding the microphone out to the audience and them singing your lyrics back at you.
Yeah,
That's got to be a phenomenal feeling.
absolutely. Totally know what you mean.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be one hell of a feeling, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, wow. Uh, Mr. Churchill, you have been an absolute gem to talk to today. I really appreciate you coming on here and talking about your work, giving us your little bit of backstory about yourself, and just, coming and getting to know me and my audience. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I am truly blessed and honored to be on your show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Look, the pleasure's all ours. It's all mine. It's all mine. So I really appreciate you giving me your time. And of course, I highly want to encourage my audience one more time. Make sure you follow Mr. Thomas J Churchill on social media and as well as his website, his production, his IMDb page, all of that, because we want to see more of his work and all of that. If you want to keep up with that, make sure you guys do so. Um,
Yeah, being Halloween is around, go out and watch my latest movie that just came out, The Amityville Moon. If you like werewolf movies, go check it out.
Ooh, the Amityville Moon. Yes, Halloween is approaching us, people. It is tomorrow. So I encourage y'all to get your candy, get your sweets, maybe get some hot cocoa, curl up with a nice blanket, and watch Amityville Moon. I'm a huge werewolf fan, so I think that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. So I think I got my plan set.
Yeah. Well, thank
So
you very much.
of course, of course. I appreciate you, Mr. Churchill, for being on the show. I appreciate, of course, everyone for listening in. You guys know I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss J. I'll be back with another great episode of the J Lounge here soon. Till then, happy Halloween, you guys. Stay safe, and I'll be back soon.